Okay, hello again. It's your boy Core Mega, and I'm doing another instructive game today. So, as you know, I've been playing on FOA, the FIDE Online Arena, a lot lately, and I'm still playing my bullet chess, but it's a bit more challenging on that platform because everybody there seems to be a shark. I mean, you'll see people with ratings as low as 1100, and they'll give you a run for your money in a bullet game. So I love playing there because it humbles me, and I find that when I jump back to Lee Chess or chess.com after a stint on FOA, my the quality of my game seems to slightly improve. So yeah, so I like to dabble from time to time. So today I would like to showcase one of the games I played recently against a very, very troublesome opponent. This guy always wipes the floor with me anytime we play. But I noted something interesting. In the few games that I won, I did so in very boring positions. I played something called the Colle System, and it's one of my fallbacks when I'm having a difficult time against an opponent. So if I'm playing black, I'll fall back to either the Philidor or the Perk. And when I'm playing white, I like to play d4 and just construct a pawn fortress, in the middle of the board. I'll show you what I mean in a few moments. So the game starts with d4, and I'm playing white in this game, by the way, and my opponent is black. So he responds with c5. He's very tactically sound, and what I've come to realize is that when we go tactics for tactics, he usually gets the better of me. So I've tried to refrain from doing that and just sort of restrain myself, because my natural tendency is to go in guns blazing. But this time I decided to relax. E3, he plays e6, and then c3, knight f6, bishop d3, bishop e7, knight f3, 0-0, knight d2. Now, the objective of the Colle system is to set up a structure that's solid and prepare e4. That's the whole objective of the Colle system, is to prepare for a very powerful e4, an e4 that's supported. I like to think of it this way. It's like when you gather your army around behind one person who is not as strong as the individual members of the army, but you gather a bunch of really powerful people behind him, and then you push him forward. It gives him a bit more confidence going forth into battle, if that makes any sense. Anyways, so he plays d5 and I castle 0-0. Then he plays c4, expanding on the queen side. I move my bishop back one square to c2. Then he plays b5, and you can see he's already pressing on the queen side. He's expanding on the queen side. He's pushing his pawns. That's his plan for now. His plan is to intimidate and to take over territory on my queen side. But I ignore that and play the thematic e4, as I was saying earlier. And I noted something very interesting with this guy. He never takes on e4. You can see now that the computer is suggesting pawn times e4 as the correct move, but he never does that. He allows the position to close. So he plays something else. He plays a5. He continues his expansion on the queen side. After which I play the move I've been hoping I could get in, which is e5. Now the position is closed in the center, and he plays knight f2 d7. I bring my rook to e1. He brings his rook to e8. I now start a slow process of maneuvering my pieces over to his king side, because my intention is to attack his king's castle aggressively with all my pieces. You can see that my bishops are lined up towards his king side, and I'm about to bring my knight over as well, and eventually my queen, to just marshal all my forces towards his king side, because it seems his attention is focused on the queen side. So I proceed to do that. He plays his knight back, possibly a defensive prophylactic defensive maneuver against, because he can see that my bishop is eyeing his h7, and then I bring my other knights to g3, rook up, rook a6, and then I start to move in with my pieces, knight h5, attacking the weak g7 pawn. He plays his other knights to d7, knight b to d7. And then I play g3. I mean, the computer actually wanted me to play an immediate h4, but I like to prepare things. I think I'm beginning to discover a bit more about myself as I study these games. My first instinct is to prepare a move, and sometimes I overdo that, so it's something I'm still working on. So yeah, instead of the immediate h4, I played g3. And then he plays knight g6, fortifying his king side, obviously, because he can see the onslaught about to happen. And then I play h4. Then he plays b4. And then I bring my queen up to d2. Now, the intention is to sack this knight on that pawn, and then bring my queen in for a check, and then bring all the other pieces to bear on his king side. It's a very crude... it's a very crude plan, but, the end justifies the means in chess sometimes. Okay, so he plays a5, ignoring all the activity on his king side and, pressing forward on the queen side. And then I use the opportunity to take b4 because I can see that it's protected by my queen and he won't be able to take back immediately with his bishop. He plays a3, and then I take the pawn, which is protected by my bishop. So all the activity on this queen side seems to have come to naught. He hasn't really achieved anything there, and he's lost two pawns. Anyways, we continue. He moves his knight back down, which obviously you can see the computer does not agree with that, calls it a dubious move. And at this point, I sack my knight on g7. That was the plan all along. He takes, and then I come in with my queen with a check. He moves his king to h8, and then I bring my knight in, threatening mate on h7. He takes the knight with his bishop. I exchange, and at this point the game is pretty much over, really. You can see that I'm attacking his queen, but the main plan is to bring the bishop here to f6 for a check and then mate. So what does he do at this point? He pushes f6, and then bishop times, forking the king and queen. And yeah, that was basically the end of the game. So the key things I wanted to sort of highlight in this game, or with this game rather, is the fact that it's more important to understand systems and understand principles rather than memorize openings and lines and so on, because that will help you ultimately in developing your chess. So understand why certain things are played. And another thing I want to highlight is the strength that comes from having a solid structure, and I'm referring specifically to the pawns. When you have a solid pawn structure, you can work around that. It helps you. It's a solid foundation to start when you want to build an attack. When you're playing a game and you want to build an attack against an opponent, the first thing to do is get your pawns set right. It's kind of like one of life's principles. If the foundation is right, then the house will stand. Famous chess player called Philidor. Yeah, I think his name was Philidor, said that pawns are the soul of chess. And I think this game exemplifies that. Once you have a solid structure, you can work your pieces around that and create something interesting. Yeah, so tell me if you enjoyed the game, and if you want me to analyze something that you've played, I'd be happy to showcase that on the channel. So please, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next turn. Keep playing chess.